Oh, hello, True Believers. It's your boy, Freaky Louie. And, it's Monday night. I gotta watch the comic Kingpins, baby.
Something occurs to me. Either Spider-Man's destroyed, or you'll get Oscorp. Whatever happens, you win.
That's why I'm the Kingpin.
It's a new edition every Monday with a comic Kingpin on YouTube only. Black comic dookies, hyper FaceTime, speculations, FOCs, and good time. Well, there must be some newbie verse inside these gentlemen, 'cause all I see is tease montaging, real love for the comics we read. These comic guys, for a guy named Face, he is never seen. Comic guys can't understand their only best. Comic guys, Hyper is late, Black Crown is great, morons of the community. These comic guys, Monday nights are just fine to me.
Oh, God.
That's awesome.
That was fantastic.
You know what helps is the fact that I didn't even see that intro until just right now. So
No, neither have I. Louis, man, shout out to you, man. That's
that
great.
was that takes me way back in the '90s. TGIF.
Yeah.
And of course, as you guys can see, we are joined by some special guests today. We've got Dan De La Torre with us and 22 Comics joining us in the house today.
What's going on, guys?
Gentlemen, don't ever
Put
lose
that
that
out
intro. That's a great intro.
That's
That was
definitely going in the
great.
vault.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
All right, so
That was,
listen. Obviously, let's let our guests introduce ourselves. 22 Comics. Tell the people who you are. Let them know.
I'm 22 Comics. I got a channel on YouTube, and I've also got a podcast I'm part of. It's called Comically Comics.
Cool.
All right. So, guys, if you haven't already checked that out, make sure you do. Subscribe, like, all that good YouTube stuff.
Yeah,
Dan?
we'll have all the description. All their links in the description after the show. We'll put that all up.
I'm Dan De La Torre. I'm older than dirt. I was the first collector ever to see the light of day in the United States. So my word is law. So there we go.
Oh, that's great, man. That's good.
Sounds about right.
And he also goes by his.
Well, it's great to have you
alter ego,
guys.
The ancient
Great to
one.
have you guys.
I almost typed that in as my carry on, but I think it's been worn out already. So I'm taking.
I was actually hoping you would come in costume today.
Right, with the beard and everything.
Next time I will. But you know how warm that damn thing is? I got the wig and the beard and the cape and everything, and I'm upstairs, and it's summertime. It's miserable. It's really miserable. And by the way, we just came back from the what's called Hustlemania. It's like the WrestleMania, but you got to be careful what you say. WWE, like the old WWF, they're really strict on guidelines. Tony Sanders has had a number of shows pulled. In fact, YouTube seems to be collectively being very, very strict with what they allow online. Comic Book Canon was showing a preview of I forget what the movie was. They pulled him right then and there. They stopped their show, and all we saw on the screen was illegitimate content or something. They're timed out or whatever. Oh yeah, right in the middle of the show.
Well, that's I mean, it's funny that you should mention.
Yeah,
that
you want to mention what happened this afternoon?
Yeah, that actually leads me to something that we got to go ahead and take care of. Hyper has something that he wishes to address.
Wait, do we have a graphic or
well, BC had the graphic, and he's
I
on
have it
that.
on my phone here. Wait.
Oh, okay. So we're gonna
pull it up.
I'll highlight you while I narrate.
There we go.
Okay. Remember,
guys. A little ghetto with the phone.
Remember what happened when I tried to navigate the show last time, and how much of a shit show that was. So. Oh, here we go. Wrong person. There we go. All right. So listen. So what happened was this afternoon. We got this little friendly notice from YouTube saying how basically we may have infringed on some copyright rules in one of our recent episodes. And basically we got blocked in several countries, one being one of my home countries, Sri Lanka. So your hometown boy won't be streaming his comic Kingpin to his motherlands, unfortunately.
No, wait a minute. One of the countries is Afghanistan. I didn't know he had an audience in Afghanistan.
Yeah, listen,
We're massive there.
We're
We're massive.
Like Bangladesh. Read off some of the countries there, dude. What was it? Bangladesh,
So we got
Afghanistan?
Afghanistan, Bangladesh. I don't know how to. Bhutan, India, Maldives, Nepal.
He's in shock.
Oh, they banned him.
Is it?
They banned him already.
They banned dude while he's reciting the countries. Yeah. So apparently, and it's funny that Dan mentioned WWE. The actual publisher that basically brought this claim was WWE, because what we think may have happened was, I mean, it really probably is one reason, because we had Tony Sanders do our intro.
Okay.
2 episodes ago, I believe, or 3 episodes ago.
Right.
2 episodes, I believe.
And if you know Tony Sanders, he borrows footage from WWE. He kind of splices it up in just enough so that he shouldn't be getting these copyright dings, but I guess he got flagged, or we got flagged, I guess I should say.
Well,
we made it.
We made it. Listen, we're not even at.
What can you say?
We just hit 200 subs, and we've already got our. It's not a strike though. They did emphasize that it's not considered a copyright strike. They just mentioned that it's almost like a little slap on the wrist kind of thing. That's all.
Well, we probably lost like 1/5 of our subscriber base since your family's out.
No, my immediate family is here. It's just my distant relatives can't see me, unfortunately.
Oh, so it's probably like 1/10 then, half of your family.
Yeah, so
Well, Sith Lordly on Spine Ticks, he had the same problem, and what he did was he went through. He's got quite a number of episodes. He went through each and every one of them and edited out the areas that they were complaining about, so he could then submit them on YouTube without any infringement problem.
Yeah, I mean.
That sounds like a lot of work.
To be quite honest,
we're the comic kingpins.
We were okay. Look. The thing is, we were just surprised that we got noticed. It was almost kind of flattering, to be honest, because we just hit 200 subs just like recently. So it's not like we're at 1K or anything like that. So
I'm actually gonna print it out on my computer and put it on a fucking frame and hang it on the wall.
Oh yeah, well Tony Sanders would post them all the time, saying, "Hey, look what happened to us." He'd put it on his IG.
Yeah.
All right, Hyper. Well, we're about almost 10 minutes into the show, so maybe we should go ahead and say what's up to the chat.
Okay. All right. Let's see. I've already butchered one part of the show. Let's see if I can keep the train going. All right. So
yeah, why not?
Comic Talk Weekly is we don't do medals here. That's on the newbie show. Welcome. Jacob.
But Jacob, you can have a silver anyway. Fuck it.
Silver. Yeah. All right. Wrong show, but all right, you'll get a medal. No, not you.
Oh, look at this clown.
Guy. What?
Michael Baker, ready to go tonight? Yes, we are ready to go.
Big news.
Bleeker, presser extraordinaire from Canada. Definitely check him out if you're especially in the Toronto area, Niagara.
He's curious. Shit, me too.
Curious about the intro? Neighbor to the north, another Canadian. All right, we're rolling with some Canucks.
What's going on, man?
He was actually on Spine Ticks last Saturday. Check his IG. He did a cool little drawing of State Puff Marshmallow Man crapping out little mini marshmallows. So.
Yeah, I saw that. That was sweet.
Yeah, check his IG feed. That was a hilarious drawing. And speaking of which, Freaky Louie, who did our intro, thank you for joining us in the chat.
That
I'll definitely have
fucking amazing.
When I get around to actually doing resurrecting my channel, I might have to ask you for a video of my own. Okay, it's the same names. Is there anyone else? Let's see. Oh, look at this
Uh-oh.
schmuck.
There's
Look
trouble.
at this.
Oh, there you go. At home slacking. At home slacking.
Yeah, Black Crown Comics. He said he had some family stuff to take care of. You lie.
You sit on a
Damn.
throne of lies.
Coco Love Chevy, what's up? Yeah, love Coco. He's he's doing his thing. He's like one of the lead wrenches on Pressable Defects. Good dude in the community. And I think, oh no,
Yeah.
Bricks from my neck of the woods, Montreal, not Sri Lanka.
Not Sri Lanka.
Well, thank you for the clarification.
Well, I mean, like, because I was talking about Sri Lanka being like, the motherlands. I didn't want people to think that Bricks was,
Well, no, obviously,
whatever.
if he was from fucking Sri Lanka, he wouldn't be able to watch us now.
Oh, that's true. That's true. He would be blocked. Yeah, that's true. He would have to go through like some VPN service to see our shit. I don't know if people would go through that much effort to see comic kingpins.
Seems like a lot of work.
I think they're a little busy in Afghanistan, so they're probably not going to make that effort.
Right?
There'd be a lot. I won't go there. Anyways, Pacino. What's up? What's up? I'll just continue the intros before I put my foot in my mouth and say something stupid.
No, leave that to me.
I think we're good. I think we got caught up with the chat.
Right on.
Yeah.
So where are we starting off tonight? What are we
Face,
doing?
do you have an actual outline for this shit show, or are we just rolling along?
Do we ever?
That sounds like a lot of work too, to be honest. No, we're just winging it. So one thing that we definitely did want to touch on though was I know Dan had some stuff that he wanted to talk about tonight.
Okay.
And we got some stuff that we have to address for 22 comics then, but other than that, it's pretty much an open to whatever you guys want to talk about. So
All right. So since you brought his name up first, let's go to Dan. What?
Well,
I know I have an idea what you're going to talk about. Face did mention to me in the group chat, but yeah, let's.
Well,
lead us in.
just a couple of things pop up. One, the market itself. I'm noticing that I've not stopped collecting, but I've really tapered, my collection of mostly Silver Age stuff. And that's one of the canaries in the coal mine, because some of the stuff that has been accelerated from 2020 and the beginning part of this year is now doing this. It's leveling off and even going backwards. Some of these things are going back significantly in price. And, the worst thing you want to do is buy a book for $1,000 and then a few months later it's down to $300 or $400. That's not very good investment. There's a few reasons for that. One's the economy. Two, things are just cooling off right now, which you would expect them to do. So I would just be aware before you start making major purchases. Look more extra careful than you have been before, because the market is cooling off. But speaking of investment, the big MCU movie that's coming up is Spider-Man, of course, and all the trailers that popped up. And I was thinking about it, being an older collector, an experienced collector. I wanted to share some things that I think might be happening with this. First and foremost, keep in mind that the MCU, Disney, and Marvel are companies, and they're in business to make money, and they're doing a fine job of that. They want to keep that going.
Yeah.
The best thing that they're doing, or I think one of their best weapons so far, has been Loki. And what happened, especially at episode 6 when Kang shows up, the multiverse is created or is reformed rather, and that's spilling over into this Spider-Man movie. From what I've seen from the trailers and everything that's been dropped at this point, this is how I see it, sort of. And I'm not going to ruin it for everyone because these trailers are out already. Spider-Man's identity is revealed. It's a nightmare for him. So he goes to his new friend, Doctor Strange from the Avengers, and says, hey, I've got a problem here. Can you fix this? For whatever reason, Strange does that. Now, whether he's trying to teach him a lesson or maybe returning a favor from what he did in Avengers Endgame, he casts his spell. Everything seems to be fine. But go back. In fact, I said this to you guys before. Go back to the Loki show. Even go back to WandaVision, because there's probably things you missed. The very first episode of Loki Vision, what do we see? Loki, a very powerful being in the MCU, is taken literally outside of time, introduced to this entity called the TVA, the Time Variant Authority. And he says, who are you guys? I've never heard of you guys until now. And that's a pretty powerful statement because Loki pretty much knows everything. It also begs the question, who else doesn't know about it? Would Odin know about it? Would Galactus know about the TVA? That sort of thing. At the end of episode 6, of course, the timeline is now released. I think this spell that was cast somehow taps into that. And this is Marvel's way to introduce literally anything they want, which for them, this is dynamite and a huge moneymaker. Now, the handicap that I have is I haven't collected in over 25 years. So I stopped collecting just as the TVA was introduced in, what was it, Fantastic Four 383, when Mobius was first introduced. So I didn't follow all that stuff here. So if there's anything that strikes you as I sort of relay what I think is going to happen to the story, you might want to start checking out some of those issues. So, because whatever Strange does, I think it's going to be huge. This is going to be one of their main key movies moving forward. Several areas will be branched off from this one movie here. Of course, we'll find out in a couple weeks. But I've looked through some of my older books to see what I could find. And I wanted to bring... So Face, did you get a chance to bring up any of those or all those? Or which did you not get?
We actually had sent them over to BC. Who ended up on dad duty.
That's okay, because I thought you might, just in case. There's some that I did look at, I did find on my own. That's why I'm a little bit late today. One of the first
Face didn't send it to Newbie.
One of the first was this one here, Hulk 135. This is the introduction
Hold on,
of
let
the
me just highlight you. Well, my attempt to highlight you.
Okay.
Oh, first
Here
try
it is
success.
Okay, not bad. So this is the introduction of the Time Storm. I've looked on eBay. This isn't all that expensive and not that hard to find. I'd probably get your hands on that because that's exactly what's going on, a Time Storm. What that means, the MCL will reveal it.
What issue is that again, you said?
This is Hulk 135.
135, all right.
135. I'd keep your eye out for this one. Now, the other thing they said is in episode 1 of Loki, when those time police are looking for Sylvie, and they say, "Oh, it's another time travel." This is towards the end of the end of the first episode, and they say, "Oh, it's probably some time traveler trying to make some money, trying to do an oil deal or whatever." That's one thing you need to be aware of because there's other time travelers in Marvel. This is one of them here, Hulk 204. This is a guy named Cronus. Now he's a time traveler, but I think he has nothing to do with Kang. So how other time travelers intermix with the TVA hasn't been explained yet, but I mentioned this because I don't want everyone grabbing every time traveling story that's out there. So not to waste your time or your money. The other thing I would start looking into is these stories here. I need to reread these myself. Either the old Doctor Strange Tales issues, because there's probably a bunch of things that'll tie in from this day forward. Certainly leading into the Doctor Strange movie that's coming up, and of course the first series here.
The first one,
these
I
are a little pricey, but you can still get some of these pretty reasonable. But if there was money to invest, that's probably where I put my money towards moving forward at this time.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Some good books. I have never seen those before. I didn't know about those. So
well, I've been collecting for over 40 years, so I have a slight advantage over you guys.
You definitely do. That's for sure.
So, neighbor to the north asked a question. I don't know if because I don't pick up this series, but I've heard this book heating up. Symbiote Alien Reality 3. That's the one with Spider-Man with the Sorcerer Supreme.
Oh, he's on the cover there.
Yeah. Haven't you guys?
Oh, okay, that's right. That's
when was that? When was that made?
That was actually fairly recent. That was
2018.
Yeah, I feel like it was 2018 or 2019.
Yeah, somewhere around there.
Yeah, it's been the last couple of years.
But does he actually take on the Mantle of Sorcerer Supreme in that issue?
I believe so. It's been a while since I've read it, so.
Okay, because I don't know if that was just a cover thing, because you do see Spider-Man having like the cloak, the Sorcerer Supreme cloak. I never actually read the guts of that book because I never actually followed that series.
It's like an alt reality and everything like that. So I mean,
that's the book. Hold on,
put it down and forgot about it. But yeah,
that's the one that Neighbor to the North was talking about. So, I mean, it's pretty fitting.
2019.
Yeah. Yeah, I know that book was cover price for the longest time, and then recently with the whole trailers and everything else, that book has been like a $20 book or so.
Yeah, right. Especially with What If, and now especially with seeing the ties between Spider-Man and Doctor Strange that are coming up, like Dan was talking about there too.
Well, digging through my collection to get my books here. Another one I need to reread this because I haven't read this in some time. This is
Oh, I do
Annual
have this one
17.
because the thing is, I did collect all 4 titles of Citizen Kang.
You do? You have read this?
I have not read it. I just got it recently because it spans 4 different titles, right? It's Thor, Fantastic Four, Captain America, and I think
I need
Avengers.
to reread this, but it's got Citizen Kang, and there's got to be some connection. This is probably from the early '90s, I think, but that's probably a cheap spec.
I know that the Fantastic Four issue of that run kind of caught some heat because like the first appearance of like a city or something, the Cronuts or something. Someone in the chat will correct me. It's a Kang related. It's the one with Kang on the front cover. And it's the first appearance of a city that people are speculating might show up in the MCU.
Well, Hyper, don't worry about mispronunciation. No one can top newbie in that category. So
yeah,
that's true. But the Cronut is pretty good.
And newbie, I love you, man. We love teasing you. We just do.
I have some ground to cover for that. But but listen, Dan, I do agree though. I do feel that this movie will be a pivotal point in the MCU history just because of
for sure
the whole implications of whatever breaches are going to come through the multiverse and that spell that Strange casts. Clearly from the trailer, there's going to be some fallout that's going to happen after this movie, and we're going to see some ripple effects. So yeah, I do feel that there are certain movies in the MCU that I don't want to say that they're not consequential, but they don't have that same weight. I feel like this is going to be like up there in terms of stuff that's probably going to set the tone for what's to come.
22, what you think?
I mean, I think we're going a bunch of different directions. We're setting up the cosmic stuff going on with Eternals and things of that nature. And I think Strange is going to not only do more of the time traveling stuff, but I think he's going to also do more of the darker things with the villain that came in Shang-Chi and how that kind of ties into him. And then we've already got the Darkhold and kind of some, in my opinion, correlation between Wanda hearing her kids and things that we saw in Shang-Chi. Like, I think we're going a bunch of different directions in all honesty.
Yeah,
so
sure.
I think time travel is going to be, maybe the big whatever, but
the stepping stone to the next phase.
Which is typical Marvel, by the way. Marvel is very good at going in several different directions, yet keeping everything, in one direction, if you will, because it's hard to juggle all these stories. Again, what's behind me is decades and decades of script already written for the MCU. So this is their way to unlock all that, make a fortune off of this, because there's these storytellers at the MCU, I dare say, are as good as Stan Lee and Jack Kirby.
I just want to give a shout out quickly to Shop for Comics and Steve Bradley, who also joined us in the chat.
Yeah, Dan, it's funny you sit there and say about the scripts that you have behind you. The last con I was at, I had a guy stop me, and I was flipping through his books and stuff, and he was a dealer. And he said, if Marvel keeps going the way they're going, they're not going to have any stories in the next 10 years. And I just stopped, and I just kind of looked at him. I was like, all right, bro. Okay.
Was he using his Overstreet guide to price everything?
I didn't see it, but I mean, let's. Yeah.
No, you found eBay for that.
No, they've got, especially again, the Silver Age is where it's at. Think about how powerful those stories were in the Silver Age. At the time when Stan Lee, Kirby, and the Marvel bullpen were writing what they were writing, DC was still on top and thought they were so powerful they thought they would never be toppled. Well, the stories were so good, Stan Lee did exactly that. He beat out DC. That was something thought impossible at the time.
Well, and also think about, where they're pulling the stories from. They're pulling it from books that nobody cared at all about.
Yeah.
West Coast Avengers and things of that nature. Like, come on. Like, White Vision? Who ever thought we'd see a White Vision on the screen? Any kind of screen.
Or at least we didn't think that he would last as long as he did.
Right.
Like, I think people figured that it was just going to be like a one and done appearance, so that's why. But clearly, he's going to have an extended run in the MCU. Just want to give a shout out quickly to Empire Comics who joined us. What's up? But yeah,
Or even let's say Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh,
to push it
yes.
that far. You know, just
Ant-Man?
that kind
Come
of
on.
team. You know.
Well, I told you guys I bought the first Guardians of the Galaxy. I have it. I paid $3 for it back 30 years ago because that's what it was worth 30 years ago. It was not a story. They were not prominent on any level. For whatever reason, the MCU just, well, I guess we now understand because you wanted to get into space, and that led into more cosmic stories. So that was a good segue for them. But again, they have so much raw talent. I don't think Kevin Feige is going to live long enough to see all the stories unfold. You know, that's how
That's how
that's how
morbid.
that's how much
Damn.
depth they have.
Just want to give a shout out.
And by the way,
Killing people
Kevin
off left
Feige,
and right on
all
this
hail
show.
Feige, all hail Feige. I hope you live to 105. So
I hope they discover cryogenics by then. Just want to give a shout out
You
to.
want to fucking freeze it? Even better.
Just want to give a shout out to Spider Comics from Australia. I guess that's not one of the countries we got banned in. So welcome.
hey, enjoy
Oh,
our show while you can, spiders.
Yeah, but listen, no, I would like to hope that it's not a situation where they have all their eggs in one basket. I would think that Feige kind of would have given his blueprint to some of his closer associates so that, this is something like it shouldn't just be one and it shouldn't basically the MCU shouldn't live and die by just one person. It should be the team. I know people associate Feige as the visionary, but I'm hoping that this carries on through generations. I mean,
Typically, people like Kevin Feige, they gather people around them that are like-minded and see their vision. Stan Lee did it with Jack Kirby, Ditko, and the Marvel Bullpen. Gene Roddenberry did it with his crew, which lasted all the way to Voyager and had great success. When those people went away, it was when that franchise went to hell. And I see Kevin Feige doing the same thing. How long it's going to last, I don't know. Hopefully, a lifetime.
So the guy that they put in charge of the TV, from my understanding, that guy's been with Feige since Iron Man 1. So like you were just saying, he's already getting people in place.
Yeah, he's setting up his pawns basically.
Right. So
because the thing is, I'll give you an example. Like, I was a Game of Thrones fan. I didn't read the books, but I was a fan of the show. The issue with, like, those of you that have read the books know that George R. R. Martin I don't even think he ever got around to finishing his last book. And if you've seen George R. R. Martin, anyways, I'm not gonna go there. But the whole point is, we were wondering.
What are you trying to say, Hyper?
No, we were wondering if Game of Thrones will ever see a finale, just based on the fact that this guy has writer's block, and the show is slowly catching up to the books.
I'm looking this up right now.
He's wanting to freeze him too.
What's that?
I said you want to freeze him too.
Right.
Well,
to Hyper, to your point, look at what happened when Disney bought Star Wars. They simply thought that Star Wars had such a huge base, they could put out anything and it would sell. Well, the Star Wars people said differently. They wanted quality, which is what they got from George Lucas. And they found quickly that they might have bit off more than they could chew. Now they got some traction with The Mandalorian. We'll see what happens moving forward, but it takes talent, and you have to understand the origins of wherever something came from. Again, Gene Roddenberry knew Star Trek, Stan Lee knew Marvel. And so if you understand their mindset, their direction, you're going to do well. In fact, I watched the latest The Eternals movie. And at the end credits, there was a quick blurb of Roy Thomas, John and Sal Buscema, several others that I can't remember at the moment. Those are the people that were around when Stan Lee was around. That's good news for us because those people understood, again, the Lee, Kirby, Marvel bullpen. As long as they're alive and active and involved in the MCU, we're going to have great content.
Well, and that's exactly it. Just going back quickly to Game of Thrones, he actually gave his outline to the showrunners, so they actually knew what his vision was, despite the fact that he never actually finished the book. They were able to follow through and finish the season. So basically, it turned out that the show actually ended up overtaking the books in terms of storyline progression, which is normally never the case. But yeah, like as long as, like you said, as long as Feige or whoever is surrounded by people that know his, and the thing is, they know that he's had a proven track record, so it's not like a case of I would hope it's a case of if it ain't broke, don't fix it. You know what I mean? Because to your point with Star Wars, you know, when they started getting a bit too creative, you know, in their direction, it kind of was met with some backlash from the fans. And you really, it's only after Mandalorian, the show started, that's when, you know, people started warming up to Star Wars. But there was a point with the whole Kathleen Kennedy situation that a lot of Star Wars fans were very resentful with the whole Disney, you know, takeover.
It's going to be interesting to see how it plays out, because I mean, obviously there's a lot of different possibilities, but you know, the most likely being is that, you know, the MCU is starting to get to a point where it's getting much bigger. It's starting to kind of have to spread out, and you know, like you're going to see some properties that are going to show up in the MCU that maybe aren't going to start, you know, crossing over with everything else or whatever. You know, there's going to be certain stuff that's kind of keeps to its own area as the MCU gets bigger, and you know, that could lead to, like, you know, the potential of, you know, certain projects not panning out the way that they want them to. And of course, as that happens over time, you know, they'll look at what they have to do to change things to hit the numbers that they want to hit. You know, they do have the advantage in being able to reboot down the line, so to speak, you know, with different events that even Marvel's had, like Secret Wars and stuff like that, that sort of relaunch the universe and could even maybe allow them to recast certain characters and everything, bring in new characters. But well, who knows? You know, it does seem to be that you would think there's a little bit of a time frame on how long they can get out of certain castings, especially with how much of a, you know, fan favorite that they are. But you know, franchises like Star Wars have shown that, you know, it might not be the most well received all the time, but you can change up those castings a little bit sometimes.
But it's almost like, here's the thing though, as a company, as a corporation, it's almost like it's better off that Disney start investing in unknown characters. Because here's the thing, characters like Spider-Man, Thor, Hulk, Avengers, they're household names. They're pretty much made in terms of being pop culture icons. You know, prior to the MCU, you know, like Dan mentioned previously with Guardians of the Galaxy, they weren't exactly a very much a household name. He got that issue like for a couple of bucks. So you know, as a corporation, obviously, listen, at the end of the day, for them, profit is what counts. And the more characters they can bring to the forefront, the more merchandise they can sell, the more storylines, and the more eyeballs they'll get on their company. So,
oh, for sure.
You know, I would like, the thing is, Marvel has a rich history, like, you know, from copper, bronze, silver. They could pull some obscure characters that when you take a first look, you might think, like, what the hell, like, why is Disney picking this character? But they have a track record of showing that they can take like forget D-list, like a Z-list character, and they could make him, like, you know, somewhat entertaining to the public. So
yeah, I mean, they did it with Guardians of the Galaxy for the most part.
Yeah.
I mean, some of those characters they weren't even really using for like the last
and look,
years.
I know Newbie's gonna probably debate this, but Iron Man wasn't exactly a household name either prior to the MCU. He was like because when I was collecting cards and all that, Iron Man was like that card that, you know, it's like, you got an Iron Man, all right, I'll trade you for like a Wolverine or something else.
I don't know. Why don't we ask Dan?
Most people probably still do that.
Dan, was Iron Man still like a household name back in the day, man?
Well, when they did, my earliest memory as a child was the, excuse me, the early '60s Marvel animated cartoons, and they were really cheap and cheesy animation. Iron Man was one of them. So was Submariner, and those were the top heroes were Captain America, because again, World War II was only 20 years prior, and then Thor, and then there would be Iron Man, Submariner, and then the Avengers themselves. So, well, I mean, he is now. But what they're going to do with Iron Man character, I don't know. They're doing the Riri thing. That's a modern character. I really wish they would have used James Rhodes. That would have been the logical choice for me.
I mean, they still have Don Cheadle, so
Yeah, they do.
Armor Wars is coming up, so you never know what direction they
we'll
take
see
with
him
that
there.
show.
Oh, it all ties in. Armor Wars is coming up, and Secret Wars is coming up too. That will bring up the Beyonder, and that is going to be the Beyonder. Is, unless that's changed since I was reading, was by far the most powerful entity in all of Marvel. He literally swatted down Galactus in issue 1 of the Secret Wars. Now we've seen we've seen a cosmic character with the Eternals. Their very first one was shown on what is it, Arkham? I forget what his name is, but that's going to lead to more cosmic characters. So again, this interweaving and multi-directional storyline that Marvel's so good at, we have many, many years ahead of us of just good content and great storyline.
Shout out to Moonlit Comics who joined the chat, as well as
Hey, Michelle.
Dan, actually, I wanted to bring up this point because I know that you have the whole Tales of Suspense 39. I don't know if you caught yesterday's episode, but this week's solicitation of Iron Man, apparently he will be imbued godhood and he will be dubbed Iron God. What's your take on that whole situation?
I never miss your guys' episodes. I'm a loyal fan, and I was biting my tongue because I was making dinner at the time, and I was contemplating the Iron Man godhood thing, saying, "What can I say to Newbie to make his face go red?" It's not going to happen. Newbie is just, I know he loves Iron Man. I told him, damn it, save your money, get your Tales of Suspense 39, because the one I just have just crossed the 5-figure mark. It's not going to go to godhood. No, I don't see how. What? Okay, so
There's no way.
What drugs was Newbie on, and did he take any drug testing that evening? I guess that's part of it.
No, but it's not actually but there is actually some smoke to this fire though, because apparently he is actually gonna have a new armor, and he is supposed to be imbued. Now the thing is, I don't know how long it's gonna last.
I agree with Brick's comment there.
What did he say?
He says it's maybe gonna last 2 issues.
See, that was my
agree.
thinking. I don't know if this is something that's I don't feel it's a permanent status quo thing. I think it's just going to be like something to move the story arc, so to speak.
Mm-hmm. Okay, the only thing I've ever seen that in my entire life was, I'm also a video game player, as you can tell with the games behind me. The Marvel versus Capcom, there was one end scene where Iron Man beats Galactus and then seizes his technology and integrates that with his Iron Man armor. Yeah. How he does it, I don't know, but that's the only connection that possibly I can think of at this point.
Sounds like nonsense to me.
Well, Newbie said it, so yeah, remember the source.
Wow.
I love you, Newbie.
But it is a kind of a comic gimmick to sort of throw these cosmic or god type powers at a character every now and then. So
well, let's just say because again, with Secret Wars on the way, the Beyonder is showing up, who has ultimate power. What if someone like that grants Iron Man far more power than he already has? There is that possibility. It's a bit far-fetched, but it could be done.
Well, the problem is that it never lasts, and it's almost never consequential. You know what I mean?
Right, right.
It just tends to be more of a one-off gimmick that they run for a couple issues or maybe an arc or so, and then in the case of like Doom in Secret Wars, it got an event where he got godhood, but
sorry, Newbie, it ain't gonna last, buddy.
Yeah, it just never
won't be the same.
Never really lasts.
Sorry to break your heart.
I got a question for 22. What do you is it Marvel, DC, Independence? What do you collect for the most part?
For the most part, it's Marvel.
Okay.
So
okay.
I've got a really nice Iron Man run myself. Nice. So that's one of the ones I'm kind of focusing on. I actually dialed back on my new comics just to sit there and focus on just back issues and things of that nature. Because
Nice.
Which I think is wise. I think most of my collecting is 80 to 90% Silver Age Marvel. A small one, maybe 10% or so, is bronze, and then some independents and whatever else I want to get into. But one thing I'm seeing with my, again, long-term instincts, I think now is finally the time to start putting some money down towards DC. DC, I think, is finally getting some traction. And now is the good, because their keys are way underpriced. I mean, I picked up DC Presents 26, the new Teen Titans issue. I didn't pay much for it. I think that's sort of akin to getting Giant Size X-Men 1.
You think so? Wow.
Yes.
That's
well, it's a similar team. It's a similar team. A young teenage team that's very popular.
Yeah.
First Raven, first Starfire, first Cyborg.
You guys saw that you managed to summon Newbie by talking about the Iron God.
Yeah. The devout worshiper of the Iron God.
Newbie been speaking good about you the whole show. I gotta go, guys. See ya.
And also, Dave collects from the Spine Ticks popped up.
What's going on, Dave?
Hey, Dave.
Yeah, I mean the thing is, in terms of like what 22 Comics mentioned about, like, focusing on back issues and all that. Yeah, I've kind of been in the same situation myself. I made it known several times where I've been trimming my pull list bit by bit. I don't want to, like, I feel like I can't stop at cold turkey. I just, as soon as certain storylines kind of wrap up, I start dropping those titles, and I'm focusing more and more on the back issues because I have certain books on the horizon that I'm trying to, attain at a reasonable time.
Well, and the other thing that I noticed when I started doing that is that, like, while I'm sitting here looking at these back issues, I'm finding books that came out earlier this year at half the price and less. So why am I sitting here paying full price right here, right now, if it ain't a key or nothing along those lines, when I can just wait a few months and just grab that one new?
That's key, yeah.
Smart man. There you go.
Because a lot of shops, because I know some shops in Canada, like after like 2 months, some of their new comic book day issues, they'll put them like at 30-40% off.
I was just gonna say, every store always has sales, like every month.
Yeah, so just to clear some of their back stock.
Exactly. And as soon as it's not a new comic book, it goes back in those back issue bins. And guess what? They're half off now. They're $1 books. They're $2 books. Load up. No, I completely agree. I'm the same way as you, 22 Comics, and you as well, Hyper. So,
well, since you guys are talking about how much you've been cutting your pulls and everything like this, it would be a perfect time for you guys to show off your hauls.
Oh wow, what a segue!
Yeah, that's good.
What a segue, and that was look at this.
Wasn't even planned. That was good.
Hey, before you guys do that, let me get off the stream. Let 22 get some more time in. But I want to share one last thing before I show your giveaway.
Sure. Should I highlight you, Dave?
Yeah, please.
All right.
Since this is one of the ones I wanted to show, I don't forgive the cheesiness of this. Let's see if I can get this color here. This is not working. This is okay. This is not working too well. But this is.
I can narrate the picture for you if you want.
No, All Wonders number 21. This is from 1946. Now, that is one of the coolest covers. If you look it up real quick, that is the first superhero team from Marvel. Now, I bring that up for two reasons.
All Winners number 21.
All Winners number 21. Yeah,
I got it up
and if you sometime bring up that cover. There's two things about.
Oh wait, I think Comic Dude has it. Hold on, let me highlight him.
I don't know why my phone. Maybe it's too bright. It's an iPhone. Yeah, I've got too much. There we go. That's gorgeous. There are two things about that I have deep suspicions over. We all know what Steve Rogers' Captain America's first issue was. It was Captain America number 1, 1942, I believe it was.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that's his last Golden Age issue because that is the Steve Rogers character, because there's been very clumsy or no explanation whatsoever as to when he supposedly went under the ice and appeared in Avengers 4. I think that's his last appearance. Before again he returns for the Avengers. So I'm doing some research to find out if that's true or not, but I think it is. That would be a pretty wild reveal if I can confirm that. Bring that up again, that picture. The other reason I bring that up is because the antagonist is the guy, the guy in the green hood. He's a time traveler, and if I'm right, he may be. And this is pretty wild because this is a rare book. There's only 100 of these known to exist.
Oh, wow.
If I'm right, he could be one of the very first King variant.
Oh wow, okay.
That would be pretty wild if I could make that connection. The MCU certainly could, but that issue is already unbelievably expensive. That would, I can't imagine how.
It's a golden age book, though, right?
Yeah, it is. I was bidding on it. I missed it by a couple $100, but that's a rare book to get your hands on. So
no doubt.
Speaking of books, the giveaway. This is what we got here.
All right, I'm gonna
for
bring
your
it back to
250
Dan.
giveaway.
Hold on.
Now this you can see. Thank God. Guys, this is your 250 giveaway. I've been holding on to these for too long. This is your Iron Man 170 and the Iron Man 169. This is actually the official
Pre-godhood.
Pre-god, yes. See, this is when he's at the bottom of the barrel right here. Newbie, are you watching?
This is where he started from.
Yeah, but this is
now.
This is the official start when James Rhodes takes over the Iron Man, but this is the one that the market is recognizing. So anyway, you get both of these when we get to 250, and I'm going to do it as a trivia question. I've got a trivia question to ask, and I'll give you a clue right now. I'm a huge Defenders fan. I'm going to try to educate you on this team that a lot of people should be investing in, by the way. So that'll be a Defenders trivia question to get this giveaway.
Okay, so read up on your Defenders if you guys want a chance at these slabs.
Early Defenders. That's a clue. Early Defenders.
Watch Dan swerve us, and he's going to ask us a Batman question.
All right, guys. Thanks for having me on there, and I really appreciate it.
Hey, thanks.
Thank
for
you,
having me
Dan.
on.
22, nice to meet you, bud.
Hey, nice meeting you, man.
Take care.
Peace, man.
So, should we show the haul first, then go to 22, or how do you want to do it, Face?
However you guys want to do it. Dan, I mean, we just had two great segues. Dan segued it to 22 perfectly. We segued it to the hall perfectly. So whichever you guys want to do.
Okay, fine. Let's do the haul, so then we'll give more time for 22 then.
Yeah.
There we go.
All right.
Hyper, you want to go first, buddy?
Yeah, because I'll save you for last, because I think you did pretty well on your end with.
You did good. You did good too.
Well, you had the benefit of going to like a convention.
I did.
That's true.
That is true. Where the hell's the other book?
Oh, it's a good thing you're prepared for this.
Everything else is going too perfectly.
That's right. Has them all right there.
All right. I'll find the other book while dude's presenting. But okay, so I'll show some of the books that I picked up. I mean, this is stuff that if you already saw me on my IG, you know what books I'm going to show. So this was a cover that I wasn't aware of until Tim Sienkiewicz and King of the Golden State. Actually, no, I'll highlight me. Yeah, so Deathstroke 11, the Monsters variant. Apparently this is a tough book to find, but I actually found 3 copies, but I only picked up 1 because I don't need the cashier to kind of get suspicious. Yeah, this one, Tim Sienkiewicz and King of the Golden State showed on their IG, so once I saw that cover, I kind of had to have it. So happy to find this in the wild. Let's see the other thing. I've been picking up some first appearances of some mutants, with the X-Men coming and all that inevitably. So this is X-Men 134, First Kid Omega.
Okay.
Yep. New X-Men, sorry, 134. Now, this book, it's not his first appearance, it's his first cover, but I actually prefer this cover than his first actual appearance. It's New X-Men 129.
That's a good pickup.
Yeah, first cover appearance of Phantom X.
Yeah, that's sick. How much you picked that up for?
$6.
Nice.
This is actually the second copy I picked up for this book, and this was actually a cover price that they charged me. It's a 1 in 50 Mike Mayhew variant of X-Men from the 2010 series. With that whole curse of that whole vampire storyline. If you guys notice, this is paying homage to that astonishing X-Men's issue. What was it? Issue 6, first Abigail Brand.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
So
that's sick.
yeah. So this is actually the second copy I found in the wild.
Right on.
Now this is a book I actually been wanting to catch, and I want to catch it before
Nice.
because before this book starts getting out of hand.
Hot damn.
I started seeing the price on these go up. Like
You just picked that up?
I picked this up this past Saturday, and I picked it up by just calling the shop asking if they had this book.
Did you get a good deal on it too?
Yeah, so here's the thing, because obviously you guys know about the whole printing defect, right? That's on the cover right there, like that
right
whole green
across.
line.
Mm-hmm.
So the thing is, it's a as most of you are aware, it's a pretty common defect with this book. So the lady, she basically gave this to me for $20.
No way, because of the defect?
Because of the defect. But the thing is,
great.
those of you that know that CGC doesn't even knock, like, because it's a manufacturer defect, they don't actually hold that against the book when you're grading it. So
wow.
And I checked the rest of the book. It could probably be a 9.6 or a 9.8. So to get this for $20,
that's a good deal.
No
yeah,
doubt.
I paid more for my copy, and mine has the defect as well.
But here's the thing. That is supposed to be the big book, but honestly, for me, I was more happy to find this book. This is Gears of War #1, the first Gears of War comic. But what's special about it is it's a Blockbuster exclusive.
Well done.
Yeah.
Well done. That's sick.
Wait, what's Blockbuster again?
That's exactly. It's a relic. So
yeah.
And the thing is, like, I'm a gamer. Like Dan said, he was a gamer. I didn't play all the Gears of War, but I played the first and the fourth Gears of War. I don't own an Xbox, but I play these on my PC, and I love the series, so I had to pick this up. I know for Gears of War 1, they had the regular cover, they had a GameStop exclusive, they had a Blockbuster exclusive, and they had an incentive. The Blockbuster exclusive is hard to find. There's only been a few that I saw listed on eBay. And so I was happy to find this in the backspin. I mean, I paid $30 for it, but still, considering it's not something you come across, I was willing to pay for this book.
Mm-hmm. You played all the games or what?
No, just 1 and 4. I'm probably gonna play 5. I probably have to go I have to play the other series in between. I mean, 2 and 3. But
I played 3, and I love 3.
But the thing is, I don't think 3 is available on Windows. I think it's only available on Microsoft, like Xbox. So that's why I wasn't able to play it. You want me to highlight you now, dude?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. So 2 weekends ago. Yeah, I'm a little excited. So 2 weekends ago, I had the opportunity to go hit up 4 or 5 different shops in one day. So took that upon myself and show you what I got here. So I picked that right off the racks. Saw it was heating up a little bit. Figured why not?
Nice.
Still on the racks. Picked that up. Picked that up on Saturday 2 weeks ago. Found this in the back of shoe bins.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
What's the significance of that one again?
It's the first team appearance.
Right. Okay. I always thought, because I think there was a bit of a misconception or something, right?
There was, yes. There was, yeah.
Okay.
I believe it was Decor Collectibles that posted something about that on Instagram, and it's since been corrected. Yeah. So found a bit of the Annihilation Conquest run. So I got the prologue. That's the cameo appearance of Wraith.
Oh, okay, nice.
So yeah, that was sweet. I got a #1.
Okay, cool.
Skipped over #5.
These are all pretty dope. I forgot do you know who did the covers for these though?
Oh man.
No, if you don't know, don't worry about it.
Frank Darmada.
Okay, I thought you said Dormammu.
Darmada. I want to say.
Dormammu's
put
first
him on
name
the
is
spot,
Frank.
Hyper.
What's that?
It's a way to put him on the spot, Hyper.
Yeah. Come on, man, make me look bad. No. Mighty Avengers with the new Mighty Avengers team with Jocasta. I don't want to butcher it too bad, but this I've been looking for a while, and I paid a nice $8 for it, so I was happy to get that.
Yeah, I was grabbing these in the in the dollar bins a few years ago, and then now I
Oh,
noticed
nice.
that book is what is that, like a $20 book at this point?
Yeah, $20 to $30 book wherever
Yeah.
you go. Yeah. So pick this up on the Saturday after it blew up a bit too.
It's funny. I have 2 copies reserved in your city that I have to pick up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh man, that's why there were none at that store.
Because I picked up the
I
last.
didn't find any at that store. Yeah, I had to go to another one.
Hyper got them all.
Yeah, he must have.
Nice,
And,
nice.
$4, so I figured.
I'm happy at least I
Yes,
have
sir.
one of these in my collection because I seen the prices now going like for the longest
Yeah.
time this was like less than $5. Now it's like a $25 book.
Yeah, it's going up for sure, man.
You know, I'm eagerly waiting for the actual haul, like because this is all just a
It's
precursor.
only half. This is only half the stack.
Because Comic Dude showed me on Instagram some of the stuff that he actually found at the con, so that's what I'm actually more looking forward to.
Yeah.
You're just teasing us at this
For
point.
everybody in the chat, this is only half the stack, and I still have my con stack I have to show off too. So we got 7 Secrets #1. I think this is the 3rd print, but this is such a sick series. If you guys haven't read this yet, give it a read. It's sweet. I really enjoyed it, so I figured I'll pick up issue 1 if I could find it.
Oh yeah.
And then I saw this kicking around, so
I have this in your city as well.
I had to go to a different store for this as well.
Okay. I should probably.
No, it's all good.
You had to go to a different store because Hyper has it from your city.
I'm like booting you out of your own LCS.
No, it's all good. Hey, like I said, I got 5 different stores within like 15K. So
Y'all make me sick.
What happened? What did you do?
Right? Me too.
I got no stores. I take that back. I got
Seriously?
one LCS. I got one LCS that's a good 30 minutes from me. And
that's like me as well, though. I still have to go 40 minutes to get to the nearest LCS.
Okay.
But once I drive 40 minutes, there's like 5, 6, 7, 8 within like a half an hour's drive.
Yeah,
It's
then I
probably a
gotta
bad
drive like
time.
another 20 to get to another one that's like further up.
Oh man, that's bad.
It's probably a bad time to mention that I have an LCS like 2 buildings away from my workplace.
Oh, shut your face.
You disgust me. Hyper.
Yeah, that's pretty rough.
And another one along the way home.
All right, stop talking now, guys.
I'd
All
probably
right.
just go broke, really. Let's be honest.
You know what? I was just
Dude,
thinking
that
if I only lived around one LCS, it actually might do good for my wallet, so to speak.
Is anybody hearing some feedback right now?
Not really.
Okay,
What?
maybe it's just me.
I was hearing some, but
I don't know. We're good now. Whatever. All right, so I went to Ottawa Comic Con there last weekend. It was just a holiday.
Here we go.
edition.
Here we go. This is what.
Woo! Yeah, so it was just a holiday edition, so I wasn't expecting it to be anything big, but I got there and it was massive. I was pretty impressed. So I came out with a nice, decent stack, I guess you could say, and then a little Grail book. So we'll start off with Secret Avengers 19.
Nice. This is
Got that
the
for $3.
first time he's wearing the suit, right? The
Correct. Yeah.
oh,
Yeah, his new suit. That
the
they're,
Mr. Knight. What is it called? Mr.
Mr.
Knight.
Knight. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're speculating he's going to.
But they don't actually call him that.
Show.
It's just he's just wearing the suit. Yeah.
Correct. Yeah. Picked up another copy, $3.
nice.
Good one on that.
Now the thing is, I know that so people also realize that there is a preview of the Shuri Black Panther, but just know that in that preview you don't actually see her in the costume. So I know that some people are picking up that issue because of that previews pages, but those pages don't even have her except just the front cover, but that's it. They don't actually have in-story panels of her in the costume. So just
Well, it's like
be
that
aware.
book too, isn't it?
What's that?
I don't think that book that they got the cover of. I don't think she's in there as Black Panther, is she?
No.
Yeah.
I think she's actually. I think it's only just a cover thing at that point.
Yeah, it's like several issues after that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So just be aware if. What's this thing? This is when he joins.
Him, White Tiger, and somebody else joins the Avengers.
Okay.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Nice $3 fine. Pick these up with the little speculation going on.
Nice.
I think I found out what the feedback was, by the way.
Was
I
it
threw
you?
I threw my phone across my bed.
Aha!
So
Yeah, okay, that'll do it.
See, it's Hyper's fault as usual.
Yeah, so I picked up issue 1. Also picked up issue 2.
yeah, that book's been heating up because of the whole speculation with the future of Black Panther.
Sun, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know that seems like a bit of a stretch in my opinion.
Hyper. I finally found a copy for a decent price, I would say.
Ooh.
Nice, but you already did you pick one up when we went hunting that time?
No,
You
I
passed
didn't.
on it, right? Yeah.
Yeah, because it was $20, and I said I don't want to pay $20. I'll pay $15. Yeah, so nice copy.
Where did I hear that before? Live, laugh, love. That sounds like a movie quote.
Yeah, you would pick that to put up there.
My wife did.
Oh shoot! Mind
I was
blown.
like, where did I see that?
Mind blown.
Over here.
Right? It's literally above his head.
It's like, clearly, I'm not paying attention to what this guy's showing. No, I am, dude. I'm kidding.
All good.
Nice.
Awesome.
Another copy of that.
Midnight
$8.
Suns action.
Yeah, picked that up. I was happy to pick this up. I was telling you about this the other day there, Hyper.
Yeah, since we talked about it, I picked up 3 copies of those, like in the back bins.
I actually picked up 2 copies of this, yeah.
Nice.
So I got 2 of these sticking around. What's that?
Because the thing is, I know that you were talking about it. Like when I picked up my 3rd copy, I was actually thinking, okay, I'll probably send one. And then when you showed me your post, I'm like, I'm keeping mine.
Do you have your phone by you again?
Why is it feedbacking?
Yeah.
No, it's not. My phone's. I'm no longer the culprit this time.
Uh-oh.
I'm hearing like double hyper and
Yeah.
You're hearing double of me?
Yeah, I'm hearing you echoing.
yeah.
Seriously? Hold on. Let me adjust the gain then. Is it better now?
Yeah, it is.
Okay, I lowered the gain.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that must have done it.
Hey,
Okay.
no worries. I wanted to hear what you were saying.
Oh, I appreciate that.
No worries.
No,
didn't
I was
want you
saying
to go
that.
through and me sit here like this.
No, what I was saying is like when I picked up my 3rd copy, I know that you were looking for that book, so I was actually gonna message you, and I was actually gonna send one your way. But now that you picked up 2 copies, screw you. I'm keeping all my copies.
Come on, Hyper. Just live, laugh, love. Where? Oh, over here.
What the?
Wow.
All right. So next one. Thanks to BC for letting me know about this book.
It's
New Thunderbolts team.
Yelena Belova joining the Thunderbolts, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's 128. Yeah, 128.
That could be relevant soon.
You never know.
Nice.
Pick that up.
What's his name? That villain. It's the first appearance of that villain. I can't remember his name.
I can't remember.
Something D. The defacer. I don't know.
I honestly, not even gonna try. Not even gonna try. Just saw it. I was like, hey, I don't have that. I need that.
I know that the Butcher mentioned on Pressable Defects, there is a variant of this. Like, you know how Marvel used to have like those action figures with the comic inside?
Oh, the not for sale.
They do have like that same book in the not for sale that it was included with an action figure. Apparently, that's something also that collectors are looking for.
Mm-hmm. And to mention Steve's comment there, these are all in the bags and boards from the cons, just to show you guys the prices. So after the stream tonight, they are all being changed out. One special book has already been changed out, and I'll show you guys at the end.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you.
Okay, so this is all just for you guys' purposes, just to see prices and whatnot.
I'm gonna guess that's the Grail book, right?
It might be. It very well might be. All right, so the last 2 books, I actually got a deal on both of these. So,
as a Canadian, I can't believe I still don't have this book.
Right? I had to pick it up.
I was this close to claiming this book, and then BC beat me on the Facebook claim sale.
So I got a deal on both of these. So this was nice.
Nice.
Yeah. So that leads me to my Grail book.
Okay.
You know, I was. Let me just reach over and grab it here. I was, scanning the wall books at cons, and you know how they do it. They put all their priced up books, all the hot books on the walls. But sometimes they leave books in their bins that they've forgotten about, that they haven't repriced, that, they just forgot. And so here I am looking through the bins, checking through these bins. There's all these guys around me, I'm kind of like looking around, seeing what's going on. And I'm going through and I pass this book and I'm like, okay, wait, what? I pick it up and I look at it for a second. I'm like, no way, this can't be right. And I look around my shoulder, like just kind of like checking around, like this can't be fucking right.
You thought you're being punked.
That's what I thought, man. I was like, somebody put this in here on purpose. Like they're gonna tell me, like, no, it's not the price. Like we forgot to reprice it or something like that. Or sorry, it's actually this price, whatever. So I picked it up and I was like, hey, fuck this, man. I gotta cash out quick. So I slid it in my pile of books.
We're all wondering, what is it?
I went to the bin beside me, checked it out. Hey, I got to keep the tension going. Went to the bin beside me, kept going, grabbed 2 more books, went to cash out. The lady's going through my books, doesn't even hesitate at the books, right? Just prices them up. And she's like, oh, $22. I'm like, okay, here you go. Fucking gone. Just looking over my shoulder. I'm like, they're going to come chasing after me here soon, start yelling at me, hey, you owe me more money or whatever. And,
the way you've been acting, I'm surprised no one got suspicious.
So I pulled this out for $15.
Yeah.
For $15.
Yeah, that's damn. I don't blame you for thinking that you may have been punked.
Bro, you just bought a cover.
No, man, it's all there. That's what Newbie said too. He said $15 and a kidney. I said, man, the whole fucking book's there. I didn't lose a kidney. We're good. Yeah.
Damn, nice grab.
It was priced for $15. I have it on my Instagram right now.
For those that don't know, tell them the significance of this book, please.
Oh, for those that don't know, it's the first appearance of Riri Williams.
First full appearance.
First full. So if you want to read there, it actually says it right there. Introducing.
What you didn't know is they're coming for that kidney later.
That's it. Yeah, so it had a $15 price tag on the book, and I said, this has got to be a joke. Like, no way. That's why I kept looking over my shoulder. And I got that book and I got out. So I took a picture of it. It's on my Instagram with the original price tag up at the top, and I still can't believe it.
Nice. I'm just surprised that no one caught on to the fact
at a con too.
Yeah, but
at a Comic Con.
How many? But the number of times you were looking over your shoulder, I would have been suspicious.
I thought like I robbed the place, man.
Yeah. Well, you know
the
my story.
And robbed it.
I know that feeling. Not robbing a place, I mean, but the feeling where you feel like you got a really good steal. So yeah, definitely, dude. That was pretty epic. Like when you showed me that book and then I saw that $15 sticker, I'm like, yeah, no.
I couldn't believe it either. I had to send you a picture right away. I was like, boom. Yeah. And it's fucking mint, man. Like,
it looks.
You guys were all messaging me on our group saying, make sure it's complete, open it up, check it out. I'm like, fuck, okay, got me doubting myself now, but no, it's mint.
Hey, listen, we could use more viewers, so if this is what it takes to get viewers, we'll take it. Like, if we need. So, but yeah, man, listen.
Bring it.
But awesome, dude, awesome. All right, so yeah, that's I guess Face has some books also, but we just have to take his word for it at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so
yeah, that's a hell of a find, though. Definitely, especially for $15. I mean, can't beat that at all.
I don't even know what the value is currently on that, but I'm sure that it's.
Steve, I didn't try to talk him down, man. I figured that was a good enough price, bro.
That would have been ballsy of you to do. It's like I bought all his books.
I didn't want to draw any attention myself.
No, but just to give that extra little.
Can I get it for 10? She didn't even hesitate though. She's going through the books. I had like 4 or 5 books in there, just going through the books. I'm like, she didn't even stop at it.
She probably called you a sucker.
There you go.
Yeah. You should have done it while the guy behind you was waiting in line. And then like he would be like, no way. And then it's like
Then he goes up to them like, hey, you know what book you just sold, eh? Yeah. I should have told them after I bought the book.
I got
you know what
okay.
book
So
I just bought, eh?
So here's the thing. You know those books that I showed you, right? I went to a shop that this is how they price it. This is one of those shops that basically they tell me straight off the bat there's no price tags on any of their books. So they look up on eBay and my comic shop to price their books. So what I do is I grab a few and then I put them at the counter. Whatever prices I don't agree with, I'm like, okay, I'm not taking this. I'm taking this. I'll take. So
I hate that though. Like you got to go through that every time.
Here's a hack. Okay, so this X-Men book, right? I told you, I paid cover price for it. The reason I paid cover price for it because if you know X-Men had like 5 different volumes. To look this book up on eBay and to find which variant it is, unless you know the artist, you're not gonna find the actual pricing on this. So she got frustrated and she just charged me cover price for this book.
Is it the person that we went to?
No, this is in Montreal.
Okay, I was gonna say it sounds like the person that we went to.
No, it's not that guy. No, it's not that guy.
So hold on. So your life hack for these stores is to find the most obscure variants you possibly can. I like
well, hold on. It's not my. It's one of my life hacks. But the thing is, yeah, because here's the thing.
There's more than one. We need a collected edition, bro.
Well, okay. So here's the thing. Okay, the reason why she priced this at 30 is because there's not that many new X-Men volumes. There's like 1 or 2. So she was able to easily find this and look up the value and then basically charge me for it. So I kind of just picked, and that's why I was surprised that she charged me $20 for that Sam Alexander again, because she thought that defect hurt the book when I know that defect was so common that it's not considered anything but just a regular defect. So, but yeah. All right.
A win is a win, right?
Listen, a win is a win, and I'll take it.
Hey, Hyper Moonlit brings up a good comment. Yeah.
Right.
It's like the opposite of that time you got that FF49 or almost.
Oh,
yeah.
I don't. 22 Comics probably wasn't aware of the story, but me and Dude, we basically went to the shop when we were hunting, and we saw an FF49 first appearance of Galactus. First. Yeah, it is first appearance of Galactus. I'm thinking Silver Surfer's is first full. But I asked him how much is the book, and he told me, what was the price he said, Dude?
5.
So I thought it was like 5.
Just 5.
No. He said 55.
Oh, 55. Yeah, 55.
He said 55. So
yeah, I was like 5. That didn't. Yeah, 55. Yeah.
Like 55. So like I kept repeating 55. Like you're saying 55, and he was getting annoyed because I just kept repeating it. So then I'm like, all right, good. You know what? For 55, I'll take it. Little did I know that he meant 5,500. And I was like,
$55.
Right? I was inspecting the book. The book was complete. Nothing was missing. There was no pages.
Hyper's like, I'll put my books back. I'll take.
Yeah,
this.
I was getting ready to put whatever haul I had during that day. I was gonna be like, all right, I'm taking all this off. I'll just take this book because I'm done for the day.
I think it was when the guy asked you if you wanted to pay for with cash or debit.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, 55. I'll close my eyes and we'll swipe the card. And then he was like, I told you it was 5,500, and then Dude could vouch for me. He never said 5,500. I guess he assumed I would know it's 5,500.
Never once said 5,500. He said 55 like 6 times. Just 55.
Yeah. The thing is,
so he's like 55. Okay, $55.
Something should have clicked with him when he noticed that I was giddy when he told me that price. Like I didn't hesitate at all.
Yeah.
And yeah, that was.
It was bad. It was funny though. It was good.
It was funny, but it was depressing at the same time.
He thought he was walking away with an FF49. Yeah. And little did he know he had to go pick up his books after that.
Yeah, and then afterwards, I just went to Popeyes for some comfort food.
Yes, we did. Yes, we did.
The life hack that's going to be in the collected edition.
And that is another life hack. See, if you're too broke to afford comics,
It worked
visit
out
your
well,
local
right?
library. All right. So listen, we've taken up time with the haul. We want to give 22 Comics the
Yes,
floor.
So 22 Comics actually it's kind of cool getting to announce this was our 200th subscriber. So being that he was our 200th subscriber, you know, sometimes we, you know, like to do little unannounced giveaways and stuff like that. So we're sending him a mystery box for being our 200th subscriber. And of course, you know, as we found out that he has a YouTube channel and everything like that, and you know, he's a cool guy and everything like that, we had him come on the show with us to hang out, bullshit with us, and to promote himself. So we're gonna go ahead and give him a chance for him to tell you guys, you know, what he's all about, what he does over there on YouTube, and how you can find him. So take it away, 22.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, so you can find me, like I said, 22 Comics. You can find me on Instagram. You can find me on YouTube. I'm going to talk about like spec books. I'm going to talk about what I like to call as leftovers. You hear the pressable defects. They call them cold keys and things of that nature. I like to call them leftovers because, you know, they hot once, they get cold, and you hoping they heat that back up, and they're really good. So I'll do book reviews, and I'll do, you know, of course, comic hauls, and I'm starting to get some CGC stuff back in and things of that nature. Nice. So I do those as well. Yeah, and I've done, I think, one action figure review. I want to start doing more of those kind of, and definitely start dipping into the statues and things of that nature. So just kind of a little bit of everything, but mainly focused on comics. My IG is mainly, you know, just posting comic pictures and things of that nature, stuff that I get in. And usually if I do a good haul, you know, you'll see what I'm going to post when I'm going to do a video on IG before I even drop a video. My videos usually drop on Tuesday morning at around 10:30 Central Time. So folks going to have to do some quick math on that as far as, you know, figuring out when it's going to drop for y'all.
I just dropped your link in the
we'll
live
get
chat.
Newbie to do the math.
We're screwed.
Oh, yeah, and then if I'm not doing YouTube, then I'm doing a comic book podcast with some buddies of mine called Comically Comics, and we have a blast on there. It's funny as hell. And
what platforms is
talk
your
about
podcast?
Movies.
It'll
be on Stitcher, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, pretty much anywhere. I think we just signed up for Good Pod, so we'll be on there as well. So yeah, we're pretty much everywhere.
Any chance? Are you guys on Spotify?
Yes.
Nice.
Yep.
Okay.
We're on Spotify as well. Yep. So just do a Google search for Comically Comics. You'll find us, and there'll be like 3 little monochromatic figureheads, and the one that doesn't have a lot of detail, that's me.
And if you guys aren't sure, just message us or message 22 on IG, and he could definitely point you in the right direction.
Absolutely. And I just want to thank y'all very much for having me on here. I greatly appreciate it. And
no problem with having you.
You know, this is awesome. I appreciate it.
And
well, listen.
For sure.
Just to get a bit more, just to know a bit more about you. Well, what do you mainly collect though, in terms of like, what's your genre? Like, what's your, like, do you have a publisher preference, or do you just collect a bit of everything?
I guess I got mostly. Let's do this. I mostly got Marvel stuff over here.
Nice. So. There we go. There we go.
Like I said, I've got I've been working on the Iron Man, and I'm talking like when I said I'm working on Iron Man, like I've been working on Volume 1 up to present day. I'm missing like 15 on Volume 3, and I'm missing about 100 or so on Volume 1. I'm doing a stretch of Tales of Suspense, of course, from 39 on. I don't have 39. I got 40, but I don't have 39.
You still got the second appearance, right?
I do have that. Yep.
You're
so right now.
Well, I think he's got a number 1, and I don't have that. So,
fair enough.
Let's see what else. I like Batman. I'm a big Batman fan. I love Daredevil. I'm torn right now because Echo's coming up, and I've got that entire volume 2 of Daredevil, and I'm like, Lady
With her first
Bullseye's in
appearance?
that. Yeah, yeah, with the
Nice,
first,
nice.
yeah. So Lady Bullseye's in there, and I'm like, that's book's heating up, and that's probably gonna drop off quick after that shows up. Um,
Hmm.
but yeah, Echo coming up. I'm like, should I get it slabbed or not? And so I'm kind of torn there.
I mean, were you thinking of like selling it or just like kind of just slabbing it just for your own collection?
No, I was thinking about slabbing it to sell it.
Okay.
Because I'm not really attached to the character. I just liked having that whole run, that whole story, and I love that artwork that's in that volume. Like it's amazing to me. I love that sketch, that dirty kind of drawing, and I feel like it fits the Daredevil character so well.
Hmm.
Um, so yeah, I've got that. Yeah, I mean, I got a box of keys and things of that nature that I like, and that's
Therein
really
lies
Now,
about
the
it.
dilemma for
Do what?
therein lies the dilemma for a comic collector. You don't want to break up the run, but at the same time, you could get something else that you like more. So it's kind of like,
E- Exactly, and it's like, how long is this Echo gonna take off? Because like, if I can get a dirty copy of it, like a low
right?
grade, I'd be cool.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't mind.
so at least you'll still have your run.
Right? Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So
that's the thing because the thing is once you remove like a book from a run and then you just sell that key, that set becomes less desirable, I would think, if ever you decide to offload it, right? Because
right.
obviously people would much rather buy a full set of something than to buy a set with like things kind of broken off here and there, and then you kind of have to hunt for those issues. So yeah, I mean, would you consider? I mean, because I think you like judging by your long boxes, I think you've been collecting a lot longer than I have.
Mm,
Would you say that you're more like a collector? Or do you like resell your books? Like, how do you like do you find like you get too attached to them? Like,
I, I'm going from being a collector to like dipping into the resale aspect of things. Because when I started doing this whole YouTube thing and watching, everybody that was getting in the game of this, and this whole movement of letting the hobby pay for itself, I
mhm,
was like, that's awesome. That's an awesome idea. And it never really clicked with me because around where I'm at, like, it's not huge here. You know what I mean? So, um, now I've kind of started dipping that way and like finding when I find keys and things of that nature that are at a good deal, I'll go ahead and I'll buy a couple of them and things just so I can hopefully give them to somebody else or get them to somebody else and have the hobby pay for itself. So
okay. Yeah, I think, I mean, I can't speak for everyone, but I think ideally that is a situation we all kind of want to be in where, where we get to the point where some of our books can end up, like, because you end up getting excess and you want to start probably repurposing some of those books to get new books, and then either space or money becomes an issue, and then you have to think of creative ways of still being in the hobby without basically kind of tapping yourself out.
right, right, and that's why I was hitting my new comic book day like so hard and just kind of going like on top of the money aspect of it, just the space and just being efficient with it. Like, I know the things that I like, I know the things that I want, and I don't necessarily have to have um what's up, Kamikaze? I don't necessarily have to have the new thing right here, right there, right now, because I'm not up on all my reading. Let's be honest. Most of us
Oh,
ain't up
dude,
on all of our
dude,
reading.
yeah.
Like,
Who is, right?
right. So I mean, like, I just stick with my essentials. Like, I know I want Iron Man, so I'm gonna buy the new Iron Man every month.
Hmm.
And um,
I
like, I
can't,
drop
can't
I dropped Batman because I was like, I'm not really reading Batman right now. Tynion's about to drop off of it anyways. Like, just
I,
drop
I,
it.
I'll be honest. I mean, more power to you, but I never thought I'd find two Iron Man fans in my lifetime.
Hey,
I know, right? Who knew there was actually two?
Yeah, there's two of you in the world.
We
It's
gotta get you in touch with Newbie, bro.
yeah, I I don't know how Newbie got a hold of it and things of that nature, but like when I saw the first Iron Man, like I was like, that's what I want to be when I grow up, right there.
But you
Like,
know what?
I love that.
you kind of lucked into a character where I think Dan mentioned, for all intents and purposes, his issues aren't that expensive. Aside from a few keys here and there, you could easily, like you said, you could easily have
Full
do a
run.
run fill with
Yeah.
Iron Man. Whereas certain characters, if that's your thing, like let's say if you're a Spider-Man guy, forget it. If you're going back into the Silver Ages, like those early issues are become damn near unattainable.
Yeah.
But yeah, like certain characters like Iron Man and all that, like I said, like there's like certain ones, like Demon in the Bottle, and then obviously eh, Iron Man 1, and then there's some other appearances like the whole Armor Wars and all that. But for the most part, you know, filling his run is not going to be an. I mean, now are we talking strictly just Iron Man, Tony Stark, or are you also dipping into like Riri Williams and those other offshoots?
So, like when I jumped in, I'm trying to remember exactly what volume it was. Like I just started getting them as they came out. So like I've got Riri, I've got the cameo of Riri, like I've got all that jazz because I was buying off the shelf as that stuff was coming out. So I was lucky enough to be able to acquire those, and I ain't selling them. Like
Mm-hmm.
that's
Well, because that's your thing. Then. Yeah.
I'm definitely not breaking the Iron Man run. There ain't no
Yeah.
way I'll never get that again. Um, the
Yeah.
funny thing about Iron Man is that like volume 1, 100 and under right now is like you're not touching that stuff for $20, less than $20 a book. Like that junk ain't happening. And like 55, everybody knows what 55 is. 54
Thanos.
started heating up. 120's heating up. Like there's a bunch of books that, Ghost
54
right
is
now.
Moondragon, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that spec right there, like I found a dirty copy of it and I went ahead and grabbed it anyways, just because I was like, I don't mind necessarily getting rid of that one, but if I'm stuck with it, hey, I'm good. Like it'll sit in the PC till the day I die. That's fine.
Yeah.
So
And yeah, I mean, look, like you said, there are certain books that's almost like non-negotiable in your collection. Like it's those you won't part with. But then, yeah, you know what? I'm with you, Dan. There's a good chance that he might end up replacing me on Newbie Show.
Legit comment, right?
Especially how much grief I gave him with this whole Iron God or whatever that
Yeah. Oh no.
that whole
Yeah, we're
farce.
done. We're replaced next week. It's a wrap, Russ.
Yeah, it'll be just you and Newbie just talking Iron Man, and then
sure, yeah.
Like special to me.
Yeah.
yeah,
That's
but
great.
no, but the thing is, like you said, you have your set characters that you won't be straying away from, and then there's other books that you start to lose attachment and you don't mind getting rid of. I'm kind of at the point where I need to have like a double of something, so at least if I get rid of one, I have the other one on reserve. Because I don't know, I don't know if you want to call it FOMO or whatnot, but I just have that fear that if I get rid of this book, it's going to be hard for me to find this book in the wild again, or I'm going to be paying. Because the thing is, I'm pretty thrifty when it comes to my comic hunting. Like I generally don't. I'm not that guy that goes to an auction and pays top dollars for books. I will be the one that will dig into back bins and then to try to find that. And if I can't find it, then oh well, I'll just hunt another day. But
Bruh, if you watched my last video on the Star Wars books that I just found, I about got in an argument with the lady at the cashier because she sat there and rang up one and it rang up 25 and it was already marked down to 10. And I was like, all right, that's cool. So she typed in 10. Hey, she hits another barcode on another one that's the same exact thing. I had 6 packs of these and that joker rang up 7. And I was like, hey, how about we make all these 7 then? And she just chuckled. And then I watched her sit there and change that 7 to a 10. I was like, oh, no, hold up.
oh wow, okay, so she didn't even round down.
Oh no.
Yeah.
No, yeah. So there's just happened to be a shift manager right there next to her. And like, she looked over at her. And I don't know if it's because I was getting loud. I don't know what was going on. But she was like, oh, yeah, it's fine. It's okay. just tell the bald man over there to quiet down a little bit. We'll get him his funny books. It'll be all right.
Okay. Yeah, I mean the thing. Yeah, I don't know if like okay. you're a bolder guy than I am in that situation. Like, if it was me, I was like, I'm like, all right, whatever. Like at least you put up a fight.
Dude, the packs were 4-pack of Star Wars that consisted of Princess Leia #3. There ain't nothing with that book. Star Wars #4, which was the first cameo appearance of Sana Starros, who is a love interest of Dr. Afra.
But before you go on, I have to preface, I'm not the biggest Star, and I'll tell you how much I'm not the biggest Star Wars fan. Not that I hate the movies, but I was on a trivia show last week, and someone asked me, and I'm sure I'm gonna get some roast in the chat right now. Someone asked me what planet is Han Solo from, and I just remember playing my cousin's Monopoly Star Wars game, and I picked Planet Endor. And
Nice.
apparently, I picked the planet that what the hell those fireball.
What'd you say, Face?
He turned Han Solo into a fucking Ewok.
Yes, exactly, Ewok. Yeah, basically. So
That is the
I didn't pick. What was the actual planet he's from? Like Corolla or something? The
Corellia.
Toyota Corolla. What is it?
Now you're just asking for folks to get on your ass.
Yeah.
So, yeah, because the thing is, I only saw the chat after because you weren't allowed to look at the chat when you're playing because they might give you the answer. And then I look at the chat the next day, and then I'm seeing, yeah, Han Solo's an Ewok. Sorry, you know. So I'm just giving you that precursor just in case you're hitting me with these Star Wars knowledge. Like don't get offended if I don't be like ooh.
No. Okay, so I'll cut to the chase. The big book, and the reason I'm buying these is because it has Star Wars, Kanan the Last Padawan #1 on it, and that book
I have that one.
Yeah, so that book just recently took off, and I was getting these the weekend before it took off, and so I'm like, yeah, if I can get these packs for $7 a piece, heck yeah, I'm gonna fight for it. Come on now.
I picked up that book, the Scott Young variant, for $5 at a website like last year.
So these covers that I got are what's called a fried pie variant. Have y'all ever seen or heard of these?
Yes, I have. I know that they tend to go for like quite a bit.
So all these Star Wars ones and most of the fried pie variants are around a 3,000 print count. Like, and you can't find these jokers on. You ain't gonna see them on Key Collector. That junk ain't happening.
So wait, are these like store exclusives? Like how do they get distributed?
Essentially, they are a store exclusive. Most of the time, you're going to find them in a Books A Million or a Second and Charles because Books A Million owns Second and Charles. All right, and there's like a printing company in Florence, Alabama, and that's where they like the licensing or whatever. I don't know how it actually works, but that's where this is all pretty much originates from. So like, if you find these fried pie variants, check the print count if you can, because more than likely it's really low, and these books I think should honestly be selling for more than they're going for, but people don't know about them.
It's funny because I think because I'm a TMNT guy, and I know that there's a couple of TMNT issues that are fried pie exclusives. But they're not cheap at all because TMNT issues to begin with, because they generally aren't printed in masses, they tend to be harder to find to begin with. So when you find those fried pie exclusives, they tend to be a lot more expensive. Listen, I want to address this question that Steve asked.
Got a good question.
And it seems like it's a question that actually would be fitting to a lot of us because we do a lot of backbin hunting. Do you guys ever feel like paying over cover prices too much when a book you missed goes up, like Something is Killing the Children?
I think personally, you got to address the situation first, and look at each situation different. You know what I mean? Like, is it a first appearance? Is it just a first team up? Is it the first of a series? You know what I mean? Like for Something's Killing the Children, that's the first of a series. It was the first appearance of some stuff, right? That's gonna blow up. You know, like if it's just a first team up, are you gonna pay over cover price for that? Me, probably not.
So you'll kind of wait it out and hope to find it kind of at cover somewhere else.
Well,
sort of thing.
you know, like I'm gonna try to find it at cover, and then if not, I will pay over cover if it's something significant. But if it, like I said, if it's just a team up or just a tie-in to a story arc or something like that, no. I'm not gonna go pay over.
For me, man, I mean, it just depends. Um, yeah, I don't like to pay over cover if I can help it, so
Mhm.
I try not to. Um, but yeah, there in some cases, I mean, you just kind of have to.
To an
Everybody misses
extent.
sometimes.
To an extent too.
So,
You know, you're not
just
gonna
one
go
of those
blow
things.
your wallet.
Definitely don't like it, but have to sometimes.
Mhm.
Crap, I don't even like paying cover.
Yeah, you were just mentioning how you wait until the books actually come
Good
discounted.
man. I like you. I like you.
The book has to mean something to me.
Mhm.
Like I think I paid. You talking about you being a TMNT fan.
Mm,
Like I did those too. And what is it? 90. Which one? Which one is when Janika turns into?
95.
Yes, 95. I paid over cover for that book, and it was a second printing too.
But the thing is,
Um,
okay, let me ask you though, did you pay for it over cover like within like fairly close to its release date or like a few years later?
it was. I think it was actually last year when I finally bought it.
Okay, so you know what? A lot enough time has passed. I would consider that still like yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's fine.
I'm definitely gonna wait. If I make it to the store and it's not there or whatever else the case is, like I'm definitely gonna wait unless the book actually means something to me and I just think it's gonna go to the moon.
Mm,
Um, Otherwise, yeah, I'm gonna sit there and try and hold out and either wait for the dip or whatever else the case is. So I'm not gonna do it for a spec book. No, no.
yeah, I'm actually with you on that one. Like me personally, like I just told you like how I'm already cutting new comic book day issues. I'll pick up, I still have my pulls that I do with some of my titles, like TMNT being one of them.
Mhm.
If there's like let's say a significant book that week that I miss out on and it ends up being over cover price, listen, after doing this hobby for like a few years, you realize that you can't win them all. You sometimes take an L and then you just wait for the next thing to drop.
Right.
Now, if it's a series, like let's say if it's like a franchise that I'm into, like you mentioned, if it's like a TMNT book that dropped, and let's say my shop dropped the ball and they don't have my copy, and the only way I can get a copy is like over cover price, I might have to bite the bullet and get it over cover price. But again, that's for books that I've already had a personal investment.
Let me throw in a quick example.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were gonna pull something else.
Hold on.
Wait, how
But
much did you pay for that?
not over cover price.
Okay, not over cover price. Okay.
Not over cover price,
Mhm.
right? But this book started to heat up as soon
It
as it
did.
got released, right?
Yeah.
People were starting to go out. It's selling for what, 20, 30 bucks on eBay,
It, it,
something like
it
that?
hit as high as 40 actually.
Really, eh?
Yeah.
Okay. See, I went out the Saturday, 3, 4 days after, right? Paid cover price. I wouldn't pay over cover price for stuff like that.
And here's the thing though, okay, because the thing is, I don't know. I know there's a first appearance in that book. I don't know if it's because it's an Art Adams art or if it's because Magic is on the cover, but I don't know. I mean, I never got. I mean, look, well, yeah,
That's why.
that's
Yeah, it's pretty much of
That's
a
why, buddy.
collection of
I
things.
think that's why.
it's
But
it's
the
funny,
art's great. The art's great. Don't get me wrong.
but shoot, what was I saying? Yeah,
Got it.
Completely made him lose his fucking train of thought. Wow, good job, dude.
no, what my point is like the knowing the other books that I'm already that I found in the wild that I've gotten at. The thing is, when you get exposure to back bins and all that, it puts things in perspective. At least for me.
Absolutely.
Like in your case, like dude, you found that Iron Man 9 for $15. So when you find a find like that, it's hard for I'm sure it's hard for you to justify paying $40 for a book that just came out this week.
It blows my mind, man.
So
I only pick up my Mighty Morphin, my Power Rangers, and Radiant Black.
mhm.
Other than that, I just hit the back issue bins. I'll pick up the odd new comic book day, thing that I see while I'm hitting the bins. But like every week, my runs are the same, and I hit the bins.
Yeah.
So
I will say, like, finding things like that, like, make you so want to just continue to dig. Like, I
that's
could sit
it.
there and go, like, 2 or 3 months. I'm sitting here watching Newbie on Instagram or on YouTube or something like that, and he's sitting there flaunting all these $1 and $2 books he's got and stuff. And you know, props to him, no
It's a
doubt.
thrill.
Like no hate or nothing like that. But once you do finally find those books that he keeps talking about they being out there and stuff, like that's the moon right there. Like it's yeah, exactly.
Well, that's what I mean. When you find stuff like this, man, how do you like you
Exactly.
said? How do you go back? Like you just keep
He,
searching.
here's a little behind the curtain. We lent him those books on his video.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right.
Don't do him like
just,
that.
just for a photo op, he has those books showcased, and
That
then
hurt,
and then we take
that
them
hurt.
back and we put them back in our long boxes. That's how it's done.
That would be hilarious, though.
That's great.
Yeah, I don't actually own any comics. No.
Well, that's how Black Crown's getting that Thor, right? He's just barring it until he gets, you know, to CGC.
Oh yeah. Because Newbie apparently because me and Black Crown, we live in the same city, and the guy who presses our book, Armin, he does a phenomenal job with our books. Yeah, listen, I'm glad I don't live in the same city as Marvel because
Whew.
he tends to find some. He
Some
raids
books
back
or
bins
what?
and finds
Yeah.
steals.
Nice.
So I'm kind of glad we live in two different provinces, to be honest.
I'll find that 5, but never that 4. I got a 4, thankfully, but that I don't know. That's
Yeah,
that's
I have a
awesome.
couple
Props to you on
fives. I
that,
don't
bro.
have the 4 though.
So here's the thing. I found so I was new to the hobby, right? And then by the way, I was kidding about Newbie borrowing our books. I hope no one took it to heart. I don't want people rewatching the video and then commenting on Newbie's. He's like, bullshit. That's Hyper's book. It's like no. So when I got back into the hobby 3 years ago, I went to Fan Expo in Toronto, which is like Canada's biggest con. So, you know, when you're starting off, you're not really thinking of spending high dollars on keys. So the most I spent was $40 on an ASM 4. And I only picked that book up was just because I wanted to fill an ASM run that I was doing. So I picked up that book for $40, and I had the guy, the artist Umberto Ramos, sign it. Now here's the thing:
Ooh.
I had him sign it, and not only that, but I had him personalize it to my name. So now that book is basically unsellable. It's like,
No, somebody pick it up. Come on now.
yeah,
I mean,
someone would have to have the same name as me to pick it up, basically. But it's like, luckily I did find a second copy at $60, like 2 years or I think 2 years later. But never again do I have artists signing my name on a book.
yeah.
I actually, to be honest, I don't tend to I don't want to have key books signed, just because if ever I decide to slab it, with CGC, unless it's witnessed, those.
CBCS.
Yeah, but the thing is, I'm kind of biased. I do like the label on CGC a bit more.
Yeah.
That's just a personal preference, but yeah.
I got
There you
3 at
go.
CBCS right now.
Yeah.
That's
They're
dope.
at CGC,
Like that.
CBCS?
I'm sorry. What's going on?
Face, you said something?
Yeah, no, I just said say that again.
Oh, to 22 Comics?
No, you.
What did I say?
I don't know.
We're just circles.
That's why I'm
So-
trying to say it again. I missed whatever the hell you said.
Wait, which part? Wait, which part did you miss? Don't tell me I have to tell my
Never
whole
mind,
story.
man. It doesn't even matter, bro.
Don't tell me I have to tell my whole story again.
So I got
Don't ask Hyper what he just said.
I got 3 at CBCS right now that are getting verified, and like they are taking their absolute sweet time. I mean,
When
just
did you send
even
them?
getting them
Horror
out of the
stories from
mail.
CBCS.
Like
Yeah.
it's like I
At the
sat there and
Oakville,
I sent these
facility.
I sent these books back in September, and they just got like accepted through the mail like 2 weeks ago. I sent some books off the beginning of November, like November 5th,
Okay.
to CGC. 5 books. I got them jokers back that Saturday.
Wait, hold on. CGC is actually doing faster turnarounds right now?
And I didn't do fast track or nothing like that. Like nothing like that. Like
Holy
straight
shoot.
up, they got them on like a Monday. They had them jokers graded on a Wednesday, sent them back out on a Thursday, and I got them at my house Saturday.
That's insane
Wow.
because I've been hearing how
That's crazy.
CGC's turnaround has been horrendous, like over 100 days and plus.
Oh well, like I said, this was this November. Now you know they came out with that news about the whole we're changing our process and da 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 da.
Yeah, yeah.
So I don't know if I just happened to be part of that. Because again, I only sent 5 books. Like you see a lot of folks bringing in like 25 books and things like that. I just did the 5. So yeah,
I gotta send some
CBCS
in.
is. Whew.
Well, I'm
What's
thinking
this
I
thing
might
about
go with CGC then.
Yeah, I do remember that.
well, what's that all about?
Uh, there was
Yeah,
a guy that
yeah, what
posted
is
a
that?
video. I think actually Newbie put it out, or some other YouTuber maybe. I
Oh,
can't
I
remember who
heard
it
about
was.
that.
But yeah, somebody sat there and practiced the signature over and over and over and over again, and it was a really simple signature. Sent that Joker into CBCS and got the verified signature and everything.
See, and you know what? I know that because CGC once was pressed about this situation, and they were asking, "Why don't you guys do verified signatures?" And that was actually the reason. One of the reps at CGC mentioned that like all it takes is one, like like fake signature to kind of get the word out, and then it kind of hurts their credibility altogether. So that's why I do. I mean, it sucks obviously. Like if you had a Stanley signature, before CGC even existed, you can't get that graded unless you get that the green label. But I do get their point of view that from a credibility standpoint, they do want to make sure that their name's not kind of it doesn't hurt their value as a company.
But like CBCS is like partnered with Beckett, who's like that's their job. You know what I mean? Is
Yeah.
like looking at signatures saying, "Hey, yeah, this is legit," and like I said, the dude took a really simple signature to do it and to fake it out. So like it's not like he did a Stan Lee. It's not like he did some like he didn't do a Todd McFarlane. It's not like he did one of these obscure high dollar ones or anything like that. But um yeah, it was just a really simple
Hmm.
and he didn't do it on like a huge book really or anything like that. He just so
Wow.
ah,
Yeah, it's
There's always going to be downsides no matter what you do. I mean,
yeah.
on one side, CGC doesn't do it at all. On the other side, CBCS, obviously the system can be scammed a little bit with enough
Correct.
practice or whatever. So, I mean, I guess you just have to decide if you can live with it, just not
Right.
being graded, or if it's got to be in that slab. I think
um
mostly it should come down to like for something like that, probably a protection issue more than anything.
production. Oh, you mean like for the company's like
No, like
its brand?
no, like if you're wanting to decide on whether or not you want to send a signed book in, um,
Oh,
if
okay.
it's slabbed as far as the signature, how much do you want to protect that book, and as opposed to how important is the grade and the label.
Oh, okay. I got you.
Dan
Uh,
reminded me, it is comic book investments. That dude's awesome, by the way. But yeah, it was on that one. It was on
okay,
that
yeah,
one.
he was on Newbie's show.
Yeah,
Um,
that dude's awesome. I love him. I love watching him. But yeah, it was there because he went on a rant. I was like,
Yeah,
God
that's
damn,
right.
man.
Yeah.
yeah, and the thing is, you know what? Like, it's human error. Like, when you get so many books, I can't imagine they'll have the eagle eye to kind of scrutinize every single signature properly. So you're gonna have things that fall in the cracks. So for that reason, I get it. I get CGC's stance on the whole issue. Yeah, and he's saying it was a Sarah Pacelli on FF from the current run. Okay.
Cool.
You know.
All right.
Anything
Face.
else tonight, guys, or is that about it?
No, sorry, I was actually just typing a comment there. Yeah, no, that's pretty much I think all we got for tonight. So we can go ahead and wrap up the show, and of course, we'll be joining you guys again next week at 7 o'clock. We got a good show next week too. Of course, we're gonna have J2 panel surfing those guys over with the low grades coming by to join us again next week.
Hell yeah.
And of course, we got newbies on Monday, or I'm sorry, Sunday and Tuesday at 9:35 ish.
It's Tuesday is Iron God Eve, which is like you'll be coming in on Wednesday. So
Right. So, and of course, again, definitely check out 22 over there. Hit them up with a subscription, follow them on IG, all the good YouTube stuff, and of course, be sure to do the same here if you haven't done it already.
22. Do you have anything like to plug that's coming imminently on your channel, either IG, YouTube, or anything like that?
Let's see. IG is just kind of day to day. Tomorrow morning, there's gonna be a new video with some talking about leftovers, and then today a new episode of the podcast dropped. So
Cool. So yeah, I'll definitely be subbing up to the podcast. I'm glad that you're on Spotify because that's usually my main platform of choice for podcasts.
Awesome.
So
cool.
I'll definitely sub you up, and I actually already subbed you up on YouTube while we were chatting. So
Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate it. So thank y'all very much again for having me. I greatly appreciate it, man. Thank y'all.
Thanks
yeah,
for
thanks
being
for
on, man. We've
thanks
had
for
a
coming
great
on,
time
man.
with you.
Y'all are cool as hell, and I enjoy watching y'all. So y'all just keep up the good work.
Appreciate
man. We'll
it,
definitely
and just
do it
don't
again.
visit any of the countries that we're banned from, and you're good.
Right. And of course, Dan De La Torre in chat, we appreciate you joining us again.
Definitely.
As always.
Thanks as
Like you
always.
said, getting close to that 250 subs. So, these trivia question, think defenders. And on that note, guys, we'll see you next week.
And remember, guys, if you can't find an Iron Man 9 in the back bin, if you can't find anything in the back bin, visit your local library.
You won't find it there.
Peace, guys.
Y'all have a good one.